Sounds like my voice is coming back just a tiny little bit, and I'm glad it gets to come back while I'm talking about this movie. So Fences is a movie directed by Denzel Washington. Yes, he's jumping into the director's chair, even though he's still in the actor's chair because he stars in the movie too, along with Viola Davis and a whole bunch of other talented people. It's based off of a play that was written by August Wilson. It takes place in the 1950s, and it's about this guy, this old retired baseball player, played by Denzel Washington, his wife, played by Viola Davis, their sons, and their house and their home that they live. He's a guy that is a garbage man. He lives a simple life. There's a whole lot of heavy stuff and trials and tribulations and stuff like that that happens to their family over the course of the story. And outside of that, I really don't want to tell you anything because this movie's amazing and it needs to be experienced. And I want you to experience it without knowing anything more than you know from the trailer. Side note, however, Denzel, what a dick. Oh, seriously, Denzel is already one of the greatest actors of any generation, and now he's got to add great director to his list? What, do you just want to win at everything, dude? You just want to hog all that shit for yourself? Come on. Seriously, it's not fair. He can do anything. This is the best acted film of 2016 that I have seen so far this year. I know I said that about Hacksaw Ridge when I saw that a few months ago. Nah, Hacksaw Ridge, you just got pushed off the shelf, buddy. Everyone in this movie gives a great performance. Everyone. And it's not just a great performance like, oh, well, they're great actors. Of course, you would expect them to give great performances, right? They give such great performances in the sense that they're so real and so powerful and so raw and so emotional on every level. Not just real, like I feel like you could be a fly on the wall shooting a camera at people that just live their everyday lives and it just feels real that way. It's also real in the sense that these people feel like they don't just fit in the 1950s. They feel like they fit in any kind of time zone, really. You take away a couple of factors like how much pay this guy is getting as a garbage man, and you could literally see this happening with people that you know and love in 2016 today. Denzel Washington, man, there's just something about this guy in this movie. He walks two sides of a serrated, double-edged blade in this movie. Half the movie you understand why he feels the way he feels, you get it. Hell, half the movie he says a lot of shit that makes sense. The other half of the movie, you don't like him. He's a despicable person, and you kind of want him to get hit by a garbage truck. He's really good at this point of playing that attract and repel type of character, but in this one, this might be the most human and flawed performance that I've ever seen from Denzel Washington. Viola Davis also, she is just powerful. Viola Davis absolutely should win something in this movie. I mean, both she and Denzel should win something for sure, but Viola Davis, again, as a real, raw, emotional mother of these kids and a wife to this guy who's very bitter and very upset about certain things in his life that haven't gone the right way. She is tremendous. She shows more strength and more courage in her character than any woman I think I've seen in a movie this year. Special shout out to McKelty Williamson. Yeah, shrimp guy from Forrest Gump. He was really great in this movie too. He plays the brother of Denzel Washington who has some mental stuff going on with him in this movie. This movie also has some great messages and some great themes about life and about taking the good with the bad. There is a phrase in this movie that you're going to be repeating to yourself as you walk home. I love the themes that it touched on in Black culture. I love the themes that it touched on in society in general. How about the direction and the production value? Well, the sets all look really good. I like some of the camera work that he did. He did this thing where he let the camera linger on people when they're walking to different rooms, which I thought was pretty cool. He also did this thing where he literally put you in a fly on a wall position where he would have the camera just sitting there and looking at people as they're talking in a room. And the camera's not moving and there aren't an excess amount of cuts. Emotionally, it had me riveted from scene to scene to scene. I wanted to hear what these characters were saying. I cared about what these characters were saying. I cared about where they were going. I cared about where they ended up. As far as a directorial debut, Denzel, not a bad way to start off. In fact, it makes me more excited to see Denzel direct more shit in the future. Okay, I know that this is a movie that is based off of a play. It's adapting a play to the big screen, and as a result, there are a lot of things they have to take from the play to put into the movie. I can't deny there are certain parts of Denzel Washington's direction that feel like it's staged for a play instead of for a movie. As just little things like the way the camera lingers on certain scenes and the way characters walk in rooms and sit in rooms and talk in rooms and how scenes go on very uninterrupted. And again, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that I was bored. It's really more of a nitpick than anything, but I just can't deny that there wasn't a cinematic feel to certain parts of this movie. And some parts of the movie did come off as, you know, extended versions of a play. Also, there is a directing decision involving a subplot in this movie that is a pretty big subplot, and I'm not going to spoil what it is, but the way they handle this subplot, it's more like they told us about the subplot in exposition ways instead of actually letting us see this subplot play out. Great acting performances from everyone involved, singling out Viola Davis and Denzel Washington. Great dialogue, great characters. It's a great direction. It's a great start to Denzel Washington's directing career. I knew from probably 30 minutes in that this movie was going to get my highest rating. It's absolutely one of my favorite films of the year. And I'm going to give Fences Superman Prime. What is your favorite Denzel Washington movie that he's ever acted in? Let me know down below. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.